This LOS is explain the aggregate supply curve in the short run and long run. Aggregate demand, aggregate supply, and equilibrium. Now we're looking at the aggregate supply curve, and the aggregate supply curve represents the level of domestic output that companies produce at each price. In the short run, suppliers can change the supply at the current price in the very short term. So we have a very short run aggregate supply, or VSRAS curve, and you can see that at any given price level in the short run, they can adjust the output. Suppliers can increase profits by increasing supply in the short run if they are covering their variable cost. The short run aggregate supply, or SRAS. The long run aggregate supply curve is vertical. So we can see that the LRAS. So just a couple of quick practice questions. Which of the following best describes the aggregate supply curve in the short run? For example, 1 to 2 years. The short run aggregate supply curve is A, flat, because output is more flexible than prices in the short run. B, vertical, because wages and other input prices fully adjust to the price level. Or C, upward sloping, because input prices do not fully adjust to the price level in the short run. That question's not too difficult if you remember your charts. So just remember, y-axis is the price level, x-axis is the output. The horizontal chart is the very short run aggregate supply chart, and the long run aggregate supply is the vertical. So the short run aggregate supply is upward sloping. So C is correct. Due to long-term contracts and other rigidities, wages and other input costs do not fully adjust to changes in the price level in the short run. Given input prices, firms respond to output price changes by expanding or contracting output to maximize profits. Hence, the short-run aggregate supply curve is upward sloping. Another quick practice question. If wages were automatically adjusted for changes in the price level, the short-run aggregate supply curve would most likely be A, flatter, B, steeper, or C, unchanged. B is correct. The slope of the short-run aggregate supply curve reflects the extent to which wages and other input costs adjust to the overall price level. Automatic adjustment of wages would mitigate the impact of price changes on profitability. Hence, firms would not adjust output as much in response to the changing output prices. The short-run aggregate supply curve would be steeper. And that's the last slide for this LOS. Thank you.